Well, there's been a lot of talk that they are going to endorse Mitt Romney, these gay conservatives. And like I've always been saying, I don't really care. But when you try to slant things and twist things and become fanatical, then it gets annoying. You know what I'm saying? I mean, here we have Jimmy LaSalvia, and I want to get to this actually, this article. Jimmy LaSalvia, he is the head honcho at GoProud. And really, the last couple of months, well, actually, this past year, I've been thinking about them. Like, exactly, what are they? I mean, are they just a Republican group, or what are they? I mean, it's the same questions that I ask about Mitt Romney. Who is this guy? I mean, one day he's saying he's not for tax cuts for the rich or for the super wealthy. I'm talking about the Club for 100. I'm not talking about producers or investors. No, we're talking about tremendous tax cuts to the super uber wealthy, which is the Club for 100, who control a lot of the assets of the country. And all I'm asking is, who is Mitt Romney? Well, as soon as we find out who this guy really is, with all the Mormon shit, and the fact that he is, Mr. Super Mormon, then you're going to ask yourself, what is Mormonism? And I've already answered that question, with the oath of vengeance and the white horse prophecy, the red horse prophecy. If you don't know anything about that, you can look it up in our YouTube channel, or you can just Google it. It's not just me that's saying this. It's actual fact. But Mitt Romney, he believes that, or used to believe, I don't know what his actual stand is today, because yesterday he said civil unions should be banned from the banned constitutionally. We should have a constitutional amendment not only that bans gay marriage, but that bans civil unions and everything or any type of recognition of gay relationships. And to be honest with you, I think, internally speaking, I don't think Mitt Romney supports the marriage amendment. And let me tell you why. It's not because he's pro-gay. He's pro-Mormon. Pro-gay. Come on, give me a fucking break. He's pro-Mormon. And he'll say anything to get himself elected. But one thing that he will not do is support the federal marriage amendment after the closure of the Republican convention. After the Republican convention, when he got nominated, then he's going to bail on the marriage amendment. And the reason why he's going to bail on the marriage amendment is because I know for a fact that Mitt Romney is secretly pro-polygamy. He is, his grandfather was a polygamist. A lot of members of the Pratt-Romney family were polygamists. The head honchos and the leaders and the apostles of the Mormon church, they're all polygamists. It's just they won't admit to it. I mean, just look at their records. Look at what they say. And look at what even in the National Organization for Marriage, that anti-gay group, you know what they said like 3 weeks ago at their workshop that they had? They said that polygamy is better than gay marriage, because at least in polygamy you had man and women procreating and doing all that. And if you want to know who NOM is, the National Organization for Marriage, it's all backed by Mormon money. So I don't think, Mormons are not really a fan of the federal marriage amendment. Why? Because it also bans polygamy. well, maybe will, but the marriage amendment, as proposed by the Catholic mouthpieces of the National Organization for Marriage, those the Catholic Muppets that are being controlled by the Mormons. Yeah, let's support this marriage amendment at the nomination stage for the Republican Party during the primaries. But after the primaries, it's like everybody should shut up about it because the Mormons don't want this amendment. Orrin Hatch came out and he's against the marriage amendment. Orrin Hatch, soon Mitt Romney will come out for. Or he'll just be silent on it. He won't push for it. And it's not because of the gay issue. No. It's because of the fact that it will ban polygamy. That's their issue. And people always say, Jose, what do you mean they're for polygamy? They say that they have these commercials on YouTube and they say that they're not for polygamy and all this shit. Come on. Shut the fuck up. Just look at all the political hacks of the Mormon church and the Mormon leadership. They're not really advocating for this marriage amendment. They're not. Who is? The Catholic Church. The Catholic Church wants to ban polygamy and they want to ban gay marriage. But the reason why there's this Mormon Catholic alliance is pretty simple. Because the Mormon Church is very small, and although they have all the money, it's pretty small. They need stormtroopers, so they get the Catholics on their side. And then later on, you convince the people, polygamy gives us, procreation and stabilizes society and all that. You have a lot of these Mormon bishops and Mormon activists out there. They are saying that polygamy is the right way of life. It's more stable. It promotes family values, right? That's the whole reason why we're having this religious liberty, religious freedom bullshit discussion. Every time there's a gay issue, doesn't matter if it's gay marriage or even anti-discrimination, what will you see with these debates is that you'll see these Mormon operatives talking about, freedom of religion. They want to get that language into the debate and into the public realm because very soon they're going to start saying, look, we need polygamy because that's part of our religion. And they might even get it because, hey, if you allow Christians to discriminate against gays, if you allow Christians to rewrite the Constitution, well, why can't you allow another group of religious people? I'm not talking about homosexuals or gays. We homos, what? We're not a religion, so we're not even protected by the First Amendment explicitly. Although there are gay people who are religious, that's a whole different point. But homosexuality in itself is not a religion, so it cannot be protected by the First Amendment explicitly. But Mormonism is considered a religion, unfortunately. And so what they're going to say is, look, we're Mormons and we want to practice polygamy, and it's our constitutional right to do so. That's why this whole religious liberty bullshit's coming out. The framers of the Constitution, and let me just say this, the framers, I'm sorry I'm dithering with this, but it really pisses me off when people are lying and manipulating and twisting things. And, they have their hidden agendas, and they're using the gay marriage debate to push their agendas. Right? Yeah, because that's what they do. If you want gay marriage, then what's going to stop us from having polygamy? Right? You ask yourself who's really wanting the polygamy. It's not like an average person wants this. There are Mormons who want this. They want polygamy. it's a religious thing. It's not. It has nothing to do with your sexual orientation, with your gender. It has nothing to do with your race. Nothing to do with anything that is, let's say, that you are predisposed to. Anyway, enough of that. But I'm just trying to lay it all out, and I just want people to realize, get to know the real Mitt Romney. I'm trying to put out this background for you so you can understand. And Mitt will say anything and do anything for a vote. What does that tell you about Obama? Well, Obama, he was accused of doing the same thing, and now Mitt Romney is doing the same thing. But oh well. Well, here we have Jimmy LaSalvia, and I have nothing against Jimmy personally. I think he's an okay guy. It doesn't mean that I think he's the smartest guy. No, he isn't. And the thing is, what you have to understand about this particular article that he wrote on the Daily Caller is he was defending the Mormon Bishop Romney. He wasn't really defending conservative values because he can't. I mean, you're talking about conservative values. What are they, by the way? Reactionary, right-wing, conspiracy theories, Southern, Dixiecrat, Freemasonry, Scottish Freemasonry. And you find all this shit embedded within this theocratic, self-defeatist theology and ideology of the religious right. Because the religious right, or the conservative base, what they want is the abolition of government and the institution of a fascist Sharia type law or government, like the one we have in Afghanistan a while ago, the Taliban. The Taliban said the same thing. You cannot have secular government or neutral government that will protect the interests and the rights of every person. But you're only going to have a religious fascist state that's going to be only responsible to God and not to you, or our version of God. So that's really what the look. If you look at many of these conservative countries, who are they? Iran, Afghanistan, Iraq. I mean, they're all conservative, right? And if you want to know what conservative values are, just go to Russia, go to the Ukraine, go to Uganda. Those are very conservative countries. So, I don't know. I mean, Jimmy wants to make himself look like he is doing a favor for Mitt, that he is there for the GOP. And he's nothing but I don't know, he's just a patsy. I mean, not to be offensive. And I totally can be offensive. I can totally take him out for a walk in the park. But I'm not going to do that. Because I'm not, like, there are liberals out there that will attack Jimmy LaSalvia and go proud and say, oh, these people are they're looking out for their financial interests. And yes, of course, all of us are looking out for our financial interests, including liberals. Now, that's why they're all for universal health care. It's an economic right. Why should you pay for health care? That kind of thing. I mean, everybody has their own economic theory. But if you're going to talk about gay people, as far as what we need and what we want is, of course, protection of our economic rights as well. And if you have reactionaries that are working for mittens which you might get. I don't know if you might get Brian Fisher there, but you might get some reactionaries who say, hey, we don't want homosexuals to have any of these economic rights to Social Security, to Medicare, and they can do that. This is what he says. And I'm not really pissed off. I'm just saying, look, what's there to be pissed off about? He's being a patsy just like other people are. You have gay Obama fans. Let me tell you, Obama, even though he's come out for a gay marriage, now what's the next step for Obama? Has he gone to Washington State and campaigned for the gay marriage initiative over there, or Maryland? Just to let you know, we have 3 states, very important races: Maine, Maryland, and Washington. And since the president is in favor of gay marriage, why hasn't he done the correct thing and gone to these states and say, hey, people, vote for the gay marriage thing? I mean, he's popular in those states, so it shouldn't be a problem. Maybe I wouldn't do so in Minnesota, but that's another state where we're going to have another constitutional amendment being added. So Jimmy LaSalvia is saying, who should we vote for? And he's saying, gays should vote for Mitt Romney. And I'm not buying this. You might be able to pull off and say gays should vote for Obama because, at least Obama has done something. Mitt Romney hasn't done anything. In fact, he's opposed to a lot of things that gay people really need and want. And to be saying, why, I really hate it when conservatives really say that gay people are just one issue people, you're just one issue. Well, the economy is one issue too. Right? The economy is one. What is everybody talking about these days? The economy, the economy, the economy, the economy, correct? And rightly so. But that's also one issue. So why can't we call people who just think about jobs and the economy, you're just one issue people. Get the fuck out of here, So don't say that. Fucking annoying. I mean, it's because they don't want to talk about the issues. They don't. They know that they're against gay rights. They know that. They just don't want to admit it. So what they'll say is, oh, we're not, gay people who vote for Mitt Romney. They're not one issue people. Well, they selected one issue over another, the economy. And here's the thing. The gay rights, most of the gay rights are being fought for are economic issues. Marriage has to deal with banking corporate law that deals with money. It's all about money as well. You don't believe me? Look at the marriage laws. And the benefits that you get out of marriage is also economical benefits. It's not just, well, I love him and her. Yeah, I mean, love is very important. It's not just you have kids, although kids are very good for some of us. But it has to deal with the economic benefits for some spouses. So this is an economic issue, whether you like it or not. Anti-discrimination, that's also another economic issue. And you have healthcare, which is another big, tremendous economic issue. Energy is an economic... Everything that you can think of, education, anti-discrimination, it's all connected to the economy. And it's all economical. Because when you're being discriminated against, what do? You seek economic relief. When you're being discriminated against, that's what you do in court. The court cannot make somebody be not anti-gay anymore. But they can penalize somebody monetarily and reward those economically who have been impacted. And the thing is that if there are people out there who don't want to hire gays, I mean, that's also an economic issue because you're depriving somebody of trying to succeed economically. or if you're preventing gays from being promoted, or all that stuff. Hello. I mean, I don't know where these people are coming from with like, oh, the gay issues have nothing to do with economic issues. Yeah, they have. A lot of it has. When you buy a house, when you buy a car, when you buy anything, when you get a credit card, they ask you, who's your spouse? How much money does your spouse make? It is very economical. So don't give me this shit. It is not. That's just, gay people just when I feel good. Fuck you. These people are just Muppets who don't know what the fuck. All they do is listen to talk radio, Rush Limbaugh, Mark Levin, and then they regurgitate that garbage. I mean, that's what I hate also, but conservatives and liberals are the same in that regard. They cannot express themselves genuinely by themselves. They need somebody like Rush Limbaugh. They need somebody like Ed Schultz, to tell them what to say. I mean, it's so pathetic, to be honest with you. Well, here's the opinion of Jimmy LaSalvia. Why gay Americans and those who care about gay Americans should vote for Mitt Romney. Alright? So those of you who are gay Americans, listen up. Those of you who support gay Americans, listen up. We're going to have somebody here lecturing us about the value of being a gay American. Right? He's going to talk about how valuable the American system is, which is, of course, our economic rights, our infrastructure that we have built for over 100 years, the progress we made in science and technology, our individual liberties and freedoms. No, that's not really the what we're going to talk about, right? We're going to talk about how voting for Mitt Romney is very American. Remember, Mitt Romney was the one who said, if you vote for me, the economy will fix by itself. That's what he said, remember? He says that he doesn't have to do anything. All he has to do is be elected, because there are all these investors that don't want to invest because Obama's in the White House. As soon as Obama leaves, on January 20th or whenever that is, the inauguration, as soon as he leaves the White House, boom, we're going to start investing. What kind of shit is that? These people are fucking anti-American. That's what they are. If you need to invest, which we need to invest, open up factories, create more jobs, then do it. What are you waiting for, Mitt Romney? Who gives a shit? No, but they're doing it because that's what the Wall Street controllers, who basically control their money in the banking system, that's what they're saying. They're saying, hey, we don't want Obama anymore. We want Mittens in the White House. We want this Mormon bishop who supports polygamy in the White House. Alright, here's what he says. I'm going to read some of it, but not all of it. It gets tiresome. On November 6th, Americans will go to the polls to elect our next president. For gay Americans and for those who care about gay Americans, the choice of president is clear. Alright? Governor Mitt Romney. You get that, fool? Now, if you don't submit, you're all fucking anti-American. While we applaud President Obama for supporting the repeal of the national intelligence, no, you really didn't do that. In fact, first of all, Obama wasn't even behind the repeal of the national intel. Who was behind the national intel repeal? Well, it was the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Mike Mullen, the Pentagon, Robert Gates. They were all in favor. I mean, the Pentagon was the one that moved this forward fast and get it done by the lame duck session. Remember the lame duck session? I mean, look. I mean, these people, these political hacks. Oh God. They're not that different from each other. Liberal, conservative, they're all just gullible. While we applaud President Obama for supporting the repeal of the national entail, a failed policy that Governor Romney and his running mate, Representative Paul Ryan, have said they will not reinstate. Yeah, but they supported it before it was repealed. What a fucking dumbass. I mean, look, like I said, I don't want to be offensive. But don't be fucking lying like this. And while we give President Obama credit for coming to Dick Cheney, to the Dick Cheney position on marriage equality, since when did Dick Cheney come up with gay marriage? The fuck is this shit? Gay marriage has been going on for centuries. It's the Dick Cheney position. Well, let me ask you this, Go Proud. Is it the Mitt Romney position? No, it isn't. Is it the Paul Ryan position? No, it isn't. Is it the Sarah Palin position? No, it isn't. Is it the Rush Limbaugh position? No, it isn't. Is it Sean Hannity's position? No, it isn't. Is it Mark Levin's position? No, it isn't. Is it Michael Savage's position? No, it isn't. I could go on, on and on and on. Oh, it's the Dick Cheney position. Never, excuse me. People call Dick Cheney Darth Vader. It's the Darth Vader position. Luke. Gay marriage is my position. And nobody else's. The fuck is this? I mean, seriously, this is really, oh my god, this is so stupid. I really want to give Jimmy LaSalle, room to breathe, but I'm an equal opportunity attacker here. I when I see something really stupid, I point it out and I attack. And while we give President Obama credit for coming to the Dick Cheney position on marriage equality, the truth is that Obama's administration has been devastating for average gay people and their families. Oh, and your guy, Mitt Romney, he won't be devastating at all. No, he's just gonna cut food stamps, by 50%, while food prices go up. People on food stamps can only now afford 50% per meal, which will be that people will be eating less calories, there will be more illnesses, and, this is what's going to happen. That's just one example of many things. But hey, he has the Dick Cheney position. No, not Mitt Romney. Maybe he does. I don't know. Maybe he does support gay marriage. Maybe Jimmy LaSalle knows something that we don't know. I don't know. I travel the country, okay, talking to average gay people. What do you mean by average gay people? The fuck is that? He didn't talk to me. I'm pretty average. I think I am. Talk to average gay people, okay? That means, the members of Go Proud. We're pretty average. We make more than $250,000 a year. Pretty average here. And I can tell you that for millions of gay Americans, also he talked to millions of gay Americans. Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know he had that capacity. He outreached to millions of Americans. Millions of gay Americans. And I can tell you that for millions of gay Americans, this election is about survival. Now, see how he downplays everything? Like, it's not about just living a good, comfortable, meaningful life. It is just about survival now. Now, what do I mean by that? Do we live in the fucking jungle now? Are we going to fight each other for food? I guess that's what he means. Again, does he know something that we don't know? Maybe he does know that things are going to get a lot worse. This is about survival, right? I have heard the stories of gay families and couples worry about how much longer they can hold on, living paycheck to paycheck, facing the loss of their homes. And your man wants to kick them out of their homes. How about that? No. I mean, why would you be worried about that? It's just the nature of the beast, you say. This is the cycle of the free market. Some people lose. Well, actually, most people lose. Some people win. That's how it is. Okay? That's how it is. Many gay Americans simply do not have the luxury to make gay marriage their number one issue. Well, let me see. Well, now he's saying that it's a luxury. Right? Yeah, just like allowing interracial marriage, that was just a luxury. Fuck that. Or allowing the handicapped to marry, or allowing the prison inmates to get married, that was all just luxury. What he's telling you, I think, in a very creepy way, is that we are going to get fucked, so don't even think about gay marriage anymore. That's just going to be, woo, that's just in the past. That's luxurious daydreaming. Forget about that. Now you're going to fight for your survival. Now you're going to fight and eat each other alive. I mean, that's what I get from this. Many gay Americans, like their straight counterparts, simply cannot afford 4 more years of Barack Obama. I don't know about that. But can we afford 4 years of Mitt Romney? That's another question. President Obama wants this election to be about divisive social issues. Your party doesn't want to make no. Your party is totally ignoring all the social issues. Obviously, they're not combating us in Washington State. No, they're not. They're not combating us in Maryland. No, we're free to just go in there and legalize gay marriage, right? Oh, Jim DeMint, he stayed quiet, hasn't he? Todd Akin, yeah, he stayed pretty quiet. Divisive social issues, because his record on jobs and the economy is indefensible. But what about your boy's record, Mr. Destroy companies and ship them off overseas? How about that? Oh yeah, well that's a better record. But at this critical juncture, he says, we need a president with the experience and the expertise to run the economy. Oh, to turn the economy around. Someone who knows how free markets work. Mitt Romney is that candidate. I'm not gonna, provide any evidence. I'm just gonna tell you that Mitt Romney is the guy who knows all about the free market. Yeah. And I told you many times in the past that the free market demands things to be cheaper. And you run the risk of what? Cheapening everything, in a way. I mean, that's the most plainest terms that I can say, is that the free market, if not regulated, if not properly properly managed, that's what I want to say. Free market is worth shit, because then you can ship jobs overseas, because that's what the free market allows. If it's totally free. The free market demands, I say, and I always will say this, the free market, unadulterated, the free market, without any controls, demands that people make less while those at the top make more, and you have to ship the jobs overseas. And those who are left in the country can work at McDonald's or at Staples or at Walmart. And then maybe then, we'll consider paying you a good wage. Maybe not. We'll lower the wage because we need to make more profit. I mean, that's how the free market can take you to that position. Look, I can go on that for many hours, but maybe I'll devote a whole show on that. I don't know. Recently, Harris Interactive, now this is Jimmy. Recently, Harris Interactive released a poll of 1,190 LGBT or 1,190 LGBT voters conducted for Logo TV. The poll confirms exactly what we have been saying for years now. Gay voters aren't simply concerned with marriage. About 32 of the respondents selected jobs or the economy as the most important issue in deciding their 2012 presidential election vote. Well, this is, now here's the thing. Now you're just spitting against the air here. I mean, you're against the wind. I mean, you're saying that the economy is the number one issue that gay people should be focusing on, and that's very evident with this survey that's been done. So, if only 32% really care about, 32% want the focus to be on jobs or the economy, is an important issue for them, and not gay marriage. Well, what does that tell you, by the way? It tells you that, well, if majority of gay people are supporting Obama, they think that Obama has a better economic policy. Again, you're spitting against the wind. You're not really doing anything here, Jimmy. You're just proving that gay people don't want to vote for your guy. I mean, that's basically what you're saying. Only 6% said that same-sex marriage was the most important issue. For gay voters concerned about the economy, the facts speak for themselves. Real unemployment is at almost 15%. Well, we don't know that. I mean, there are so many contradictory scales here. I say that you should count not only unemployment but also underemployment. Nobody is counting that. And you add them together, some studies say it's over 20%. It could be that. I don't know. But I'm not really going to make a huge stake on that and claim my entire thesis on something that cannot be proven without a reasonable doubt. Real unemployment is at almost 50%, and we have a president who not only doesn't understand how free markets work, well, I think he does, because he works for the Wall Street criminals. He should know. You use the free market to loot the treasury, to loot everybody else, and that's what you do. President Obama's repeated attacks on Governor Romney, private sector record, underscore this point. What do I mean the private sector? He was in the private sector for the public sector for at least more than 10 years. He was governor for one term, and then right after that he started running for president. Oh yeah, that's a great private sector experience there, isn't it? Instead of demonizing free markets, President Obama should be focusing on creating an economic environment that encourages free market investments and fosters job creation. But the thing is that your people, the job creators, quote unquote, they don't want to invest. They want to invest somewhere else. They want to go to China. They want to go to India. They want to go where the labor is cheap. That's what the reality is. And your guy, Mitt Romney, he really is all for that. He's encouraging that. Or maybe not. Maybe tomorrow he'll say, no, I'm against exporting jobs. See, because we don't know who this fucking egghead is. He's not an egghead. He's a fucking imbecile. In many ways, he is an imbecile. Mitt Romney. Because we don't know what the fuck this guy is. He doesn't know what he's doing or saying anymore. Governor Romney supports cutting taxes for middle-income Americans and supplying middle income. The middle class, you moron. Which is of the middle class is disappearing. Exponentially. Unlike President Obama, Governor Romney understands that the last thing we need in this troubled economic environment is higher taxes. Well, under Reagan, the taxes were even higher. I don't know what you're bitching about. Seriously. Romney has a plan to make American companies more competitive by lowering corporate tax rates. Yet, of course, we've done that before many times. And look, are we better off? No. Opening new markets to U.S. goods. And I'm not saying that what I'm saying is that we tried doing what he said, Jimmy LaSalvia here, and it hasn't worked. Because there's something else at work that Jimmy LaSalvia doesn't really want to address. Crony capitalism. That's what is at work. You can look at the tax rates, you can look at other, but the real issue here is crony capitalism, too big to fail, all this shit. You have the bankers being bailed out, getting their free welfare checks, and all that from the Treasury. And everybody else, go screw yourselves. Go fuck yourselves. He understands, Mitt Romney understands that there is no magic green bullet for creating energy independence, which is why he supports expanding utilization of American energy resources. Okay. Well, if you find, I say, my solution has always been try to find new technology. And I don't mean green energy. I mean, we tried it already. I mean, unless you subsidize windmills and all that shit, and nuclear energy, it doesn't work. It's not profitable. It's not even profitable. It's not even efficient. We have to find something else that's more efficient. We can try thermal. We can try, I don't know. There are many things we can try. Romney is committed to repealing Obamacare and dramatically reducing federal spending. And he knows we must reform entitlement programs, which means gut, like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, if we are to tackle the debt crisis. That means gut it. That means take away all the benefits. Sorry, Jimmy, I'm not buying it. And then this is where I stop. You see what I mean? Jimmy is being really honest here. I think he's being belligerently honest. But he's being really honest that this is what Mitt believes. We have to... Obamacare, you can repeal it. I don't care about that. But the thing is that you want to gut Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. You want to gut it. You want to take away... You want to take away benefits. And here's, let me add this. Romney, he says, Romney recognizes the continuing threat posed by rabidly anti-gay radical Islamic regimes. So what does he want there? I don't know. He wants war with Iran. That's what he's saying. And stop it with the rabidly anti-gay. That's what the Family Research Council is, the American Family Association, the Liberty Council, Liberty University, the Alliance Defending Freedom bullshit, and all these people who support Romney, who are under his wing and rooting for him, are the same anti-gay radical people, instead, they're not Islamic or Muslim, but they're Christian. Yeah, that's bullshit. I mean, that I have to call bullshit on that right there. So, sorry, Jimmy. You don't cut it. But he tries. I mean, he's not the only one that has been trying. And I say this, we as gay people, we don't need to be just with one party. We don't. Best bet would be to be independent and vote that way and say, look, if you support the issues that are important for us, we will support you. And not only that, but you have to actually fulfill those promises. And if you don't fulfill those promises, you're out. Out, 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 out. I mean, why can't we do that? But no, we have people like Jimmy LaSalvia or Dan Savage or, Joe Jervis from Joe My God. Come on. Can we do better than this? I just really hate political shilling. I really do. It pisses me off. So this whole bit basically was all about Romney. But the real question lies is that if we vote for Romney, aren't we supporting the Republican Party? And in a way, yes, you are. You are supporting Brian Fisher. You are supporting the National Organization for Marriage. Now, you might say, wait a minute, let's put gay marriage to the side, right? Let's just, gay marriage is not an important economic issue, which it is, but let's put it to the side. Let's put it to the side. Fuck it, get rid of it. The other side's not going to do that. Right? And you know how they always complain, because people like Jimmy LaSalvia or Chris Barron or Clark Cooper from the Log Cabin Republicans, they'll come out and say, wait a minute, you social conservatives, you should shut up. Don't talk about social issues. Well, the social conservatives, which are the base of the party, what do? They get all pissed. They're like, no, we're not going to shut up. We're going to get louder. And that's what they do. They get louder. And they get more radical and more fanatical. So if Jimmy's telling us, hey, all we gay people, shut up about social issues. Know this for a fact, that you're going to suffer, you're going to fight for survival, you're going to do all this, we're going to gut your benefits and Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and we're going to take away those programs. That's what they mean by reform. And, you're going to duke it out, because that's what the free market, really is all about. The free market is all about taking jobs away. So the only way the free market works perfectly well is if you regulate it and you have oversight over the free market. And, they want to take away those oversights. They want to take away those procedures, those antitrust laws and all that. These are basically the monopoly man that taken over. And the Republican Party was never like this before. I mean, they were the party of Lincoln and Eisenhower. Eisenhower would be laughing at these bozos. Eisenhower, he gave us a lot of warnings about the dangers of government. Yes, he did, especially the military-industrial complex. But Eisenhower knew that there were a lot of benefits to having an efficient government that will work for the people and protect the people's rights. Not only that, but to be instrumental in building our civilization. I mean, that's what we should have government for, is to build civilization, to protect rights, defend the rights of others, or our rights of the citizens. And no, of course, I don't believe that the government should be big inside of our lives and should dictate to us. But we should have a government that is efficient, that works hard to support and protect the rights of individuals, and also to build and rebuild and maintain a society and a civilization that we can actually tell is a civilization. We need running water, electricity, highways, transportation, schools, hospitals, medicine. This is what makes you a civilization. Hello, wake up. And I meet these conservatives all the time. They tell me, oh, we don't need hospitals, we don't need schools, we don't need all that shit. What do you mean we don't need that shit? You want to be like Mexico? Oh, God. You know, as a Mexican, I say, God, how can you live? How can you actually support this shit? In Mexico, well, the part of Mexico where my parents are from, you know, everything's privatized. The highway's privatized, the train has been privatized, the water has been privatized. Get that. Guess what? Now there's a huge drought in my parents' town, and the people who own the water, they don't want to give it up. Isn't that lovely? That's the free market right there for you. Right? And then you have private hospitals as well, which have denied people health care over there. You have to go to the public clinic, which is like 6 miles down the to the next town. I mean, look, there are certain things that have to be taken care of. There has to be. We are a human race. We're not animals. We're not going to fight each other for a piece of bone, all right? I don't accept that. We are a civilized animal with intelligence that can create things that are unimaginable right now. I mean, think about it. You imagine the caveman thinking, well, one day we are going to end up in the moon. No, he never thought that would ever be possible. I mean, when they saw fire for the first time, they were probably freaking out, you know? But I don't know. The caveman is a whole other thing, but you know, I don't believe that really happened. But I have my own theories. But the thing is that the people of the past didn't realize that we could imagine ourselves traveling into space, having nuclear power plants and electricity, microwave ovens, television, internet, computers, laptops, iPhones, and we have managed to do that. But if you have people like Mitt Romney and those reactionaries and anti-American scorched earth theorists who believe that God's going to come in any minute and destroy the earth, please, these people need to be shunned for believing that the best way to live a good life is to destroy the things, the pillars of civilization, which is innovation, progress, science, technology, and all that. They don't want that, you know. And, you know, I'm a huge fan of space and science and technology. I am, really. But, you know, I believe one day the human race can and will benefit from science. I truly believe that. But we have to have the political will. That's the main issue. We have to have political will. We have to get these parasites that call themselves the rich off of our backs. Because they're the ones who are invading our space. They're the ones who are taxing us. They're the ones who are looting the treasury, and they have created all these derivatives who are their friends, so they can bail them out. And we are held responsible. The taxpayers held responsible for those derivatives, credit default swaps, and all that. That's what, you know. And if you call yourself a conservative and you're not concerned about that, go fuck yourself. You don't belong here. And is Jimmy LaSalvia talking about that? No, he's not. What is he talking about, by the way? He's saying, fuck you gays, shut the fuck up, and vote for Romney. Why? Because you're going to love it. You're going to love being filleted alive. You're going to love being chopped up into little pieces. That's what he's saying. Anyway. Jimmy LaSalvia, ladies and gentlemen, from Go Proud. You can visit their site, goproud.org, if you're interested in that kind of stuff. But yeah, they have their own way of looking at things, and it's pretty Like this whole Dick Cheney thing, that being for gay marriage is the Dick Cheney position. Wait a minute, but Dick Cheney, when has he actually come out and fundraised for gay? Has he actually gone to like Washington State, or actually he needs to be in Minnesota? There are more conservatives over there. Maybe he can convince a few conservatives not to vote for that marriage amendment. Is he doing that? I don't think he's doing that. So why are we saying that that's the Dick Cheney position? I just gotta laugh at that shit. You know, it just amazes me that somebody who thinks they're intelligent can write that shit and call it an article. Anyway, we also linked the article up on our site, thegayreport.net, over there, and you can check it out. And you can also check out other news. Don't forget that you can also follow me on Twitter, The Real Jose Soto. And I think I have a blog still. Don't worry, folks. I'm still going to post on that. TheRealJoseSoto.blogspot.com. TheRealJoseSoto.blogspot.com. And so you can also join me there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Real Jose Soto. No, that's not the real. No, Jose Soto Show is our YouTube username. So you can subscribe to our feed as well from YouTube. But there you go. Jimmy La Salvia says you should vote for Romney. But I'm not.